Hello, I'm Emma of Granola Gear, and I'm so excited to be chatting with you again today about what I have been knitting on lately. I've got some progress to show you. We're cranking our way through this summer knits. I have one finished piece for the knit along, and yeah, it should be a good one today, I think. I'll start with what I'm wearing. I'm wearing a Cumulus Tee by Petite Knit. It's the O-neck version, not the V-neck version. O-neck, crew neck. She calls it the O-neck. It's a crew neck. Doesn't really matter. This is knit in 100% merino that I unraveled from a thrifted sweater. I know you're thinking, if you watched my recent summer knits video, Emma, that doesn't follow like any of the rules. Yes, I know. This is where I learned my own rules for myself about summer knits. So I'm wearing this in the very short window that it's possible for me because I spent all this time on it. I have to wear it at least once or twice a year, or it was all for nothing. So here it is. I'm wearing it. We're doing all right, and it's not too toasty today. The light kind of keeps going in and out outside. My camera usually compensates for it pretty well, but I'm sorry if it gets a little dark. I have all my lights on just in case. But let us get into my first finished object. And it was almost done last time, but now it's done, and that is the Crossandra Sweater Mini by Nash Knits. As you can see, this is a different color, this tie. So I originally had said if I ran out of yarn, I would frog it from another piece that I have knit in this, but at the end of the day, it felt like a waste because all I had left was this one I-cord, and I didn't quite have enough, so I decided I'd just do a different color. Part of why I was hesitant was because I had already done this cord, and I knew it was going to look a lot cuter in the pink, and it would make me want to redo the first one. I have not redone it yet, but I may redo it so that they're both pink in the future because it is very cute. This, as I've said before, is an unraveled sweater yarn. It's 80% wool, 20% nylon. It's this nice pale gray color. I think this turned out really nicely. It's a good piece, not too heavy, not too light. I blocked it, and the garter on the sleeves definitely got a little bit more length than the body, which is kind of what I expected. I was pretty careful as I was knitting the sleeves not to knit them too long because I knew that the garter in a narrower piece like this was just probably going to stretch more. I could have stretched the body out more. I just chose not to. Yeah, my scallops turned out really nicely. I think they're pretty well defined, and I didn't have to pin them out when I was blocking. The suspended bind off really worked well if you made sure you kept it pretty loose to make sure that the scallops stayed wavy and didn't get more straight. But yeah, I think the box pleats on this are so cute. I think the bow is adorable. I think the neck is also a really fun detail. And you could mod this to be knit flat so you're not purling it around super easily. But because it was my first time around knitting this pattern, I just went to pattern, and it's a small, tiny, I knit the 18 to 24 month size, I believe. So it's pretty small. I wasn't really gonna worry too much about the handful of rows that I was going to be knitting, like purling. It's not the end of the world because this was an easy yarn to work with as well. But I like it. I like how it turned out. I think it's super duper cute. The ties are so cute. This is just like a random purpley pink yarn that I had that was about a DK weight. This is a DK weight yarn. I believe it was knit on 4mm needles, US 6, I think, off the top of my head. But yeah, it was a fun knit. It was a quick knit. It was very cute. And that is my one finished object for today. And that was a Nash Knits pattern. Can't remember if I said that. I'm a little all over the place today. So let us get into the other knits. I'll start with, or the whips. I'll start with the probably longest term piece, or the piece that will be the longest term. And that is my Cumulus Tee, like this one, but the V-neck by Petite Knit. As you can see, it now has sleeves, but it does not have the I-cord edge for the neck. Usually I would do the sleeves and the neckline, but I just had enough of applied I-cord. I didn't want to pick up the stitches, so I figured I'd wait a little while longer, at least until I get through this skein, and then maybe I'll go back and do the I-cord on the neckline. So I knit both the sleeves, and I'm working on the body again. This is knit in Pure Silk by Knitting for Olive in the color Dove Blue. I'm a big fan of this blue color. I think it's a really nice staple color. I'm liking how it's working up. I know some people don't like knitting with the pure silk, but I really don't mind it. It splits a little bit, but I can knit pretty consistently without looking at my knitting with this yarn, and it doesn't cause me any issues with the splitting. I find it's a nicer experience than some cottons. So I don't have any complaints, but I think it's up to the individual, obviously. I knit the sleeves shorter than she recommends, which is what I said I was going to do. I knit about 2.5 inches, I think. So I only did I did 2 decreases and then a couple more rows of stockinette instead of the 4 she recommends. Because really in her sample, the sleeves go down to her right above her elbow. And I did the same thing on this one. I wanted it to be regular t-shirt length. Because this is ideally going to be a peak summer piece. It's light fingering weight, and it's knit in pure silk. So I'd like to be able to wear this in summertime, hopefully. Maybe not on the hottest day in the world, but I would like for it to be an option on warmer days, and we're not doing longer sleeves for that. But it's going well. I kind of haven't been working on the body because I'm going on a weekend trip. Nothing crazy. I may not even get to work on it that much, but at least on the plane and in the airport, this is the project that I'm going to bring with me because it gets so small and compact. It's hardly even bringing anything with you at all. But that is that. Hopefully I have a little bit more progress to show you next time. What should we do next? I'll do my next knit along cast on, and this is going to be my last knit along cast on. I don't have plans for any more after this. I think this is where I'm going to stop. And that is the Holger sweater by Petite Knit. I had mentioned that this was what I wanted to knit, and it is knit in DK weight yarn on 4mm needles, I think. Yeah. I'm using all thrifted and scrap DK weight yarn that I have. I have quite a bit, which is sort of what my thought process was for this, because I'm not going to have to use all one color. Each sleeve is going to be different color. The neckline is going to be different color. The body rib is going to be different color. So this was a great contender for that. And it's a kid's sweater, so it doesn't have to all match. So far I'm using, there's no yarn left really on the white here. The leftover drops Charisma, which is a superwash wool from my brother's colorwork sweater that I knit him, along with this yarn that I thrifted, which is Dale Garn Helio, that is also a superwash, I believe, in just a navy blue. These are 50-gram skeins. I have some of the blue left over for my brother's sweater that's Drops Charisma as well, but I have less of it than this Dale Garn Helio, so I used this because they're similar colors, but this one's a little more blue, and the other one's a little more navy. I have, I think, one more skein of the white. Oh, I have one more skein of the Drops Charisma white, and then I have the same Dale Garn Helio in a white, and I don't think you'd notice if I switched to a different white. So I have plenty to finish the body, and then I had thrifted a bag of a bunch of random yarns. I'll actually put up the picture of me mapping out the colors so you can see the colors I'm going to do. I had thrifted a big bag of yarns a couple months ago. I did a video about what was in it. And some of it was labeled, but there were a bunch of skeins that were very similar to these bullet skeins that appear to be DK weight, about the same size as these 50-gram skeins. It has to be a very similar yarn. I don't know exactly what proportion it is, but it's obviously at least partially wool, probably just a very similar type of yarn in a couple different colors, all single skeins. But I weighed them all, and they're all one will be a sleeve, one will be the other sleeve, and that kind of thing. So it's a great way to use those because I don't know exactly what they are, and I don't have a huge quantity of each of them. So it should be a fun option for this. Yeah, I think it's looking good so far. The stripes have been really nice to knit. I'm just carrying the yarn along the inside, so there aren't too many ends because there's already quite a few ends from this part. I also picked this pattern because I was watching Bethany of Well Loved Knits, and she knit 2 of these for her sons recently during her knit along, and she was talking about how she had one of the other patterns, and she has the Holger sweater pattern. The Holger sweater has short rows and another one didn't. So that's why I went with this one, because short rows are just going to make things fit better. So I felt like that was a better long-term choice because I can knit another one of these in different stripes. I can knit another one of these with no stripes. It's a good solid pattern that you can mess around with if you want. So yeah, this has been fun. I'll try not to get it done too fast because we have until May 28th for the cow. So if you want to join, there's still time. You don't have to finish by the end. Just post a picture with a cast on. In the last podcast, I talked about the prizes that I have, a pretty skein of yarn and some tags that you can sew into things. Just a fun little treat for all of us. But that's it. That is this. I think it's very cute. I'm very excited about it. I want to finish it right now, but I'm not going to. Because I also have quite a bit of progress on this guy that I think I was just working on the yoke before, and that is the Busan Tee by Agio Knits. I'm knitting this in Noro Kakigori, which is like cotton silk rayon and nylon in various percentages. In the color, it's the color 6. I think it's Akagashi. I don't have my notebook with me right now, but it's this purple with some yellow and some blue and some pink in it. It's going well so far. This is a sport weight pattern. The yarn is DK weight, but Noro's kind of thick and thin, so it's fine. It's swatched up fine. Yeah, I'm liking how it's turned off. I split for the sleeves, obviously, because I just have I have 2 of these, but it's just one big skein. Instead of switching to the sleeves like I normally would, I'm just going to knit through the body. And then if I finish this skein and I still have body left, I will knit the sleeves and then I will finish the body. If I do finish the body on this skein, then I'll go to the sleeves. So that's a complicated way of explaining it. But yeah, that's why I'm doing the body first. This has been fun. It's pretty thick, so it's been going really quickly. I think the cable is really cool. It's very drapey. I kind of feel like it doesn't look perfect everywhere, but I think blocking will make it feel better. I mean, this is such a loose, big piece. Not big, but it's gonna be boxier. It's got plenty of room. I'm pretty impressed with how far this one skein has gone. I mean, obviously it's huge. I can't remember how many yards are in each one, but I like it. I think it looks good. I think this is going to be a fun piece to wear. It's not going to be like a peak summer piece, but it'll be fun. I like it. Yeah, I'm excited to get through this one. This is probably what I'm going to work on for this afternoon. But I think that is all I have to show you today. Nothing crazy, but I just wanted to give you a progress update. I hope you're having a great week. If you enjoyed this video, I'd really appreciate a like and subscribe. It really means the world to me, all the support. This is very fun for me. I like to talk about my knitting. You can find me on Instagram at granola.gear. I don't post as much on my feed, but I love to share what I'm working on my stories and post polls of what yarn I should use, what color I should use, that kind of thing. It's a good time. So I hope you have a great day and happy knitting.